What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Kandid Konvos. I'm your host, Quay Price. We got Chloe on deck today. Say what's up to the people, Chloe.
Hey everybody, happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Shout out to Wednesday. Shout out to Wednesday, man. This week has been flying by.
Very,
That old 4th of
it's
July
been
threw
short.
everything off. Go
It's been
ahead.
short, but it's been long.
All right. I agree with that. Yeah, this one of them weeks make you want to snatch something. Well, never mind. We'll come back to that later. Man, shout out to all of the viewers tonight checking in with us. Definitely like, share, and subscribe. See what we got in the building. Kenyatta in the building. She said, hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. What's going on with you, Kenyatta? We appreciate you as always rocking with us every Wednesday. So shout out to Wednesday. Shout out to Wednesday. And shout out to all my people over at YouTube as well. Shout out to my guy, The Balance, checking in. I see you, brother. Appreciate you checking in, man, as always. Rocking with us on the platform every Wednesday. I'm trying to think. I don't know if Vince's gonna get on. We'll see if he hop on. But let me do this real quick while I'm thinking about it. So here's the link to the panel. So you can drop this in your Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Apple device, whatever you have. Join us live on the panel. So you do have the ability to cut your camera off if you choose. We always encourage you to keep the camera on for a better show, better engagement. But like I said, you can cut it off if you choose to. It's up to you. So I'm going to leave this link up here. We also have it in all of the chat feeds. So you can catch it at the Kandid Konvos page on YouTube. You can catch it at the Kandid Konvos page. Man, I'm tongue-tied today. What's going on? You can catch it at the Kandid Konvos page on YouTube or Facebook, or you can catch it at the Quay Price page on Facebook as well, just as a backup source. The Balance, what's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on? How y'all doing?
Doing well. How you doing today, man?
Not bad at all.
All right, cool, man. I see that jersey you got on, man. We're going to talk about that later, man.
Yeah.
All right, let's see who else we got in the building. Let's see. Donovan in the building. He said, good evening. Happy Wednesday. What's that say? Happy Wednesday. Happy.
No, you can read it.
Is that right? Oh, happy White History Month. Oh, man.
I didn't even know that was a thing. I was 10 years old.
I thought that was like Hump Day or something. I'm like, I don't see the HD. So I'm like, what's the HM? But then I ain't even get to the end yet. Man, shout out to my guy Donovan in the building. But yeah, let's see. Here's the link right here. So we're gonna leave this up for a little bit as we get into this conversation. Man, we're gonna go and get right on into this, man. I'm a little hot today. Yeah, we're gonna get right on into this. All right, now let's go and get into it, man. Topic for tonight. Black culture is doing too much. Let me run that back, man. Topic for tonight. Black culture is doing too much. All right, so I'm going to drop this link down real quick. I said, everybody watching us right now, hit that like button, hit that share button as well. We want to get this show out to as many of our people as possible. Like I said, this is an important conversation, at least from my perspective. So like I said, we're going to have it tonight. But hit that like button. Likes are free, so hit that like button for us. Hit that like button. All right. So I got a video for context. I'm not sure if everybody's aware, but there's some controversy going on right now. A couple ladies going at it. I'm sure you saw the flyer. Some conflict with India Ari, Megan Thee Stallion, and I think her name Janelle Monáe. I think that's Janelle Monáe. My bad. Janelle Monáe. My bad. I said it wrong. So yeah, we got a little controversy, but I think there's a deeper issue here that we need to discuss as a community. And of course, we always gonna have it on this show. So let me go ahead and drop this video for context. Actually, I got two of them. So I'm going to drop these two videos, and then we'll get into this conversation. Like I said, anybody down in the comments, let me know if you can't hear the video at all, and we will we'll go from there. All right, I got one more I'm gonna throw in there. All right. Topic for tonight: Black culture is doing too much. Yeah, so there was some footage from the Essence Awards. So I know recent was that
Essence Fest.
Yeah, Essence Fest. Yeah, my bad. But yeah, some recent footage from the Essence Fest. As I know we also recently had the BET Awards as well, and there was some controversy around that one as well. But I wanted to have this conversation because India Reese, she catching heat right now because I guess she came out and publicly wanted to say something about what was going on. So I'm gonna try to read that because I know it's a little broken in the message, but I'm gonna try to read it so we understand if that'll show. All right, so India Reese said the issue. Let's see. The issue is, I think the issue is context. Humanity does everything, but does everything belong on a stage or in a stage? No. Is everything for kids? No. Is everything for everybody? No. So when we as a culture make something like this mainstream, it shows a lack of discretion and discernment. To those in the comments who laugh at anyone who wants these things for our culture, you certainly have that right. Just as many folks have the right to want our mainstream international. I don't know what she's saying right there. Let's see. Oh, basically to show us in a more respectful light. So basically for anybody who wants to see us in a more respectful light, who's against, what's being pushed. I'd like to go on the record saying this won't age well. And that's my issue. I love Janelle and Meg the way I love us all. And I don't like this moment. Don't bother debating me. LOL. I don't care. And let's see. And I've been doing this for over 25 years. So read, ponder, and basically don't at me. So that's basically what she's saying right there. So clearly, based on what India Arie is saying, she is definitely against it. She does not think it represents us in a respectful light. And she has a problem with it. So, yeah, I want to put that up real quick just for some context. Let's see. Got a comment coming in already. Donovan said, culture where? Good question, Donovan. Good question, man. Culture where? But yeah, I think it's a worthy discussion, right? Because for me as a man in this culture, I have a problem with it. Yep, I see repeated imagery of our ladies, our young ladies engaging in this type of nonsense. And then at the same time, our young ladies will say that the men are sexualizing them. Yep, or at the same time, they'll say that black women are being overly sexualized. So I'm just trying to understand once again where really my question is how do we get in front of this nonsense, right? Because I said we got young girls coming along that's picking up the same nonsense. And I know for the folks who gonna try to play, try to give me the whole spiel of it's entertainment and all that, I don't want to hear that. Yeah, it ain't no entertainment. Yeah, if anything is brainwashing. If anything is conditioning. It ain't no entertainment. Yeah, but I'm not sure where this type of entertainment became the mainstream anyway. Yeah, I was down for a couple love songs. Yeah, I was down for that. But this stuff that we doing now, this mess ain't entertainment. So yeah, like I said, I want to have a conversation. So I want to go to the panel, get this comment, then I'm gonna go to the panel. And like I said, we can have it. Let's see. Donovan said, "Folks just running around wild." Facts. Yeah, but Donovan, that's what I want to figure out. I want to figure out how to get in front of this man, how to put the brakes on this mess. Because like I said, I think it's getting out of control, man. At this, well, better yet, it's been out of control. Let's see. Kenyatta said, "This is a lot. This lifestyle is definitely accepted. We used to hustle at barbecues, not twerk or dress half naked in front of relatives." Facts. Yeah. So Kenyatta, to your point, you're right. We did used to hustle at the barbecue. Females wasn't twerking. They wasn't half naked and doing all the stuff that we doing now. So in your honest opinion, Kenyatta, what do you think has changed? Yeah, drop that comment for me. Just let me know. Cause like I said, I'm trying to figure this thing out as a man in the community. I'm trying to figure this thing out. Cause like I said, this is a problem. But let me go to the panel. Chloe, the balance. Either y'all want to say anything on the topic at all? What y'all thinking?
I do.
Go ahead, man.
Like you were saying, it's conditioning, and I think it got a lot to do with how our communities are being led by these women, and I think has a lot of it's like the things that they have to, from my opinion, because that's all I can go off on this type of study, is that it seemed like they have to rationalize for themselves their irrational behavior, and because the men are missing out of the communities as leaders, and not even just missing, they're intentionally being pushed out. So it's like the leadership that men would normally give to not only the women but the children also is missing. So where normally you would be able to normally this behavior will be what would be it would be dang, I can't remember the word, it's on my tongue, but it would be embarrassing normally, but it's
They'd be
not.
shamed.
Yeah, it's no shameful behavior. It's just people just, because there's no one to shame them, because the way our communities is now is because the men who the women are actually entertaining, they aren't high value men in the first place. And forget Kevin Samuels' definition of it. I'm just meaning as far as character, and
Right.
character that the actual the good character is missing. So when our communities are so flipped upside down, that if you come in and, much like what Ndi was just doing, she was out of place, it would seem like, and it's like the people who actually want to do good are being ostracized. And
Right.
that's crazy right now to me. There's a lot more I want to say, but I think I want to gather my thoughts a little bit more.
Okay. No, I appreciate that, man. You want to say something, Chloe?
Yeah, I agree. I think that we're literally seeing the degradation of our moral standards, and it's been happening over the course of a few years now. It's not. This isn't just overnight, right? This has been happening, and you know how they say like art imitates life, but actually, I think that's backwards. We imitate art. We imitate art because our real culture was stripped away from us, because our real identities was stripped away from us. We have had to create an existence here in this country. We've had to create a culture here in this country. But all we've had to create the culture is what they give us. And they have always given us crap. So we're taking that crap and we're trying to, we're trying to turn it into a masterpiece. But it's just crap. It always has been. And there was a point in time where we cared more about our image. We cared more about how we presented ourselves to the world. Now we're like, we're here, we're going to do whatever we want to do in the name of the culture. Right? Now we're calling twerking, that's our culture. Now we're saying, certain words that we use in the way that we speak. Oh, that's just the culture. We're no longer having a standard, it's like setting a standard, a high standard for ourselves of how we should carry ourselves, how we should act, how we should raise our children. All of that has gone out the window. And we sitting our kids right next to us while they watch this same crap and while they ingest the same crap. And then we want to know why the generations that are coming after us are in the state that they're in, why they're confused, why they don't even have a real idea of what their value is. They value themselves based off of material things.
Mm.
This is the value system now. You literally are graded off of how you dress, how you look, what you have. That's how you're graded now. That equals your worth. And that's so out of order. No wonder kids are they're depressed and there's so much mental illness. This is where we are. It has always been, we have imitated the culture, so to speak. And this is why women think it's perfectly okay to walk around half naked and then dare you to say something to them about it being inappropriate.
Right.
This is why it's okay for women to be walking around like cursing like sailors, just nasty mouths. And it's okay, right? Because this is the culture. This is what we do. I'm just expressing myself. And you have to wonder, where does this come from? This is not our history. This is not really who we are. This is not what we're about. And so I feel like we have not been paying attention. We have sort of allowed these things to come into our spaces and come into our community and dictate our structure.
Right.
Like now, it's upside down, just like the balance there. And I hate to say this because I know women get really upset about this. They get really offended. But ladies, it's true. You always want to talk about how you doing it all by yourself, single mother. I'm a mom and a dad, and I do all this and I'm doing it. And you're so proud of that. But if you're going to be proud of the fact that you've been doing it and you've been leading the household and you've been in charge, then you have to accept the accountability. When you look at what's going on out here in the streets and how these kids is behaving, that's on you too, boo. You got to take that L. That's on you too. You can't be proud 1 minute of how you out here doing it by yourself. I'm a mom and a dad. I'm a boss B. I'm this, that, and my kid. I don't need nothing for my baby. Dad, I take care of my kids. Okay. So then when they go out here in the streets and they acting a dang on fool, then you got to eat that too, because that's on you. Black women, we're the main ones in the comment section. When somebody try to speak against something that's absolutely ridiculous, like wearing the bonnets out in public all the time and slippers and pajamas and dressing like you're ready to go to bed in the middle of the day. When people speak out against this, your butt hanging out, your boobs hanging out, all of a sudden you don't know how to wear underwear. When people start speaking about this stuff, you get triggered. You get upset, you get offended. But this is what it is. You out of line. You have literally dropped your standards so low. But then you believe that a man is supposed to want to come into your life and put his name on you. Why? A man is supposed to come into your life and want you to then be the mother of his children. Why would he do that? Well, you don't have anywhere your moral standards. So, I mean, I'm sorry, y'all in the comments. When I bet you, if I was to go to that post right now by India Ari, it was thousands of women in them comments going off on her.
No, it was.
I guarantee you, because Black women are always the ones that campaign and champion this kind of ridiculous behavior. Black women are always the ones in the comments when somebody speak out about all of this. And I'm gonna be very careful because I want to get us shut down. But all of the alphabet letters, when they go out there and they doing that foolishness, Black women are always the ones in the comments fighting back against people speaking against that. They're always the ones in there. Let people love them. Just let people be. It's always black women. I guess y'all will be satisfied when they got y'all sons.
Mm. Yeah, now let me get some of these comments. Let me get some of these comments. Let's see. Donovan said, let's see. Went to a backyard function last night, music playing. I turn around and see the ladies gather, and instead of doing the latest hustle, they are twerking on each other. Man. Yeah, I've seen that too, Donovan. I don't know where to don't get me started, man. Don't get me started. Let me get another comment. Let's see. Kenyatta said everything changed. She said the fact that we have to be forced to accept cancel culture behavior to now accept this nonsense culture. That's real right there. But you know what, Kenyatta? This is my question to that. We can get out here in these streets and you can see somebody do something to somebody that ain't even that serious. And you will see that person going off. So why we out here acting like we can't buck some of this stuff we being fed out here? Like why we acting like we can't do that? Because I done seen some things. Yeah, I done seen some things in my years. And I'm like, man, some of the stuff I done seen, I'm like, I didn't even know sis or bro, I didn't know he had it in him. But I done seen some people go off and let it loose. So I'm like, why is it that when it comes to this type of stuff, it's like we act like we helpless all of a sudden? Yeah, I got questions, man. Like I said, this one bothered me. Go ahead, to balance. You muted, man. Unmute yourself.
Our culture seemed to have changed from. It seemed our culture turned from the best of us is now the worst of us.
Right.
Like, that's literal. So whatever you can think of as the most heinous man, the most promiscuous woman, just whatever you can think of on the negative end of the spectrum, that's what's being pushed to us as like this is what it should be. And we don't even have the moral compass to understand that this is not where we want to go. What I've been noticing is that because of the culture that we live in is alluring. I think I started to speak on this before. Is attractive, that lifestyle. It's easy. It's easy to have no responsibility. So when you seeing that the people who you're supposed to be looking up to, and I mean children now, because that's where our society is at this point. The children have always been the future, and you get to the point where now the kids are following their parents, men and women, because I won't just put all the responsibility on women, although they're single households, there are men that have responsibility too, and they're not accepting it. So the same way, I mean, I understand that men are pushed out of the neighborhoods, but there's still a responsibility to be an upstanding citizen outside of your house, and that's not happening these days. Don't get it confused. There are small pockets of people who are actually campaigning for a better culture,
right,
for people, but for the most part, everybody just following a wave because that's where it seems like that's where success is nowadays. So it's like people can't really see the success of the everyday worker. So now it's either you're gonna be you have to be an entertainer, and it's for and it seemed like we got to a point maybe in like the late '90s, early 2000s where people started to like mock that, where it's like, oh yeah, all y'all can do is be rappers and entertainers, and it seemed like when I was coming up, like we were doing different things. Like I learned how to do graphic design, and I know there was a cultural shift for a small minute. So that's why I feel like our generation, I'm not sure how old you guys are, but I would assume you're closer to my age, maybe a little older, maybe a little younger. But um, our generation, there was a small pocket of people going outside the norm and learning different uh, um, learning different things than what we were being what was being projected onto us earlier. And
Right.
so I feel like that's how we got to this space where there are people who having these type of conversations, but also it got to a point that it got so messed up that now our relationships are so messed up that people not even um, talking about the family structure, is only talking about why men are bad and why women are bad. And don't get it, that's a problem. But just like it's bad women and bad men, there are good women and good men, and nobody
Right.
conversations about um, changing changing the status quo of what people are used to seeing and having those type of conversations. So that's why I actually been trying to make it my point to get up here the last couple of weeks, because it's been something I've been trying to do with my friends. And I guess it's just better to be able to do it with people who are already on that like-minded um, mindset. So
For sure. For sure. Yeah, for sure. No, no, I appreciate that, man. Let's say at the end of the day, that's really what we trying to do here, man. Because I mean, I'm really trying to get my hands around this thing, man. I'm not gonna even sit here in front, man. But this mess is bothering me, man. And it's bothering me for multiple reasons. So one of the first reasons why this stuff is bothering me is because it just come off so disrespectful. And what I mean by that is it's like it's disrespectful to your parents. Yeah, I'm like there was stuff that my mom, my dad modeled, my grandparents modeled, aunties, uncles modeled. It was like there was just certain stuff you just didn't do. When I came through, like I said, the young ladies, they wasn't about to be out here half naked. Now, of course, the whole concept of the fast girl that existed. The little knucklehead girl that always exists. You always gonna have some knuckleheads out here. But this naked thing was not a thing like it is now, and definitely not all this twerking and all this nonsense. Um, basically to the extent that it is now. Um, but it's like it just come off so disrespectful because I'm like, good and well, your grandma wouldn't want you to be rocking like that. Your granddad, a lot of us have lost our grandparents at this age, but it's like, good and well, your grandparents wouldn't even want you to be rocking out here like that. Yeah, they didn't put that work into you. They didn't, they wasn't babysitting you and watching you and doing all of this stuff for you to be out here rocking like this. Yeah, they may be happy for your success, but this is not how they thought you was gonna do it. Yeah, and it's like it just come off like disrespect because it's like somebody had to make some different decisions to be able to help you get to where you've arrived today. Go
it's
ahead, man. Go ahead.
crazy um, about how we were brought up different than we being brought up now, or the kids are being brought up now. And something that I noticed that might be the thing is that um, when we was coming up and we were getting disciplined, however that might be, not even physically, but just being disciplined and
Right.
um, being groomed to be model citizens at the least, or respectful at least to our families, because that was something that was big then. And it got to a point now it feels like where these families are now not wanting to seemingly put their own children what they would feel like they was put through, and they coddling them so much that kids don't think that there should even be a discipline. Um,
Right.
so it's crazy, and you can see it when they actually get in trouble and they can't believe it. Like they can't believe that they're gonna get in trouble for the dumbest decision they could have made ever. And it's like because their parents, oh my goodness, I'm just thinking about the situations I've been in with my children's mother and situations like that where um, where the where the child might get in trouble. A child, maybe my stepdaughter, would do something, and it's because um, her mother doesn't want to punish her. She'll she'll tell her that what she did wasn't even really a big deal because
Mm,
she might have already gotten in trouble at school, and because she don't want to reinforce what the school just did, or because maybe the child responded in a way that she made her uncomfortable, then she wouldn't reinforce that what the child just did shouldn't have
right.
been. And then it'll go the problem is with the school punishing the child or not punishing a different child, or it just goes into victim Olympics. So it's like, oh well, yeah, I know my child did this, but they're not the only person, or it's other people that do this, or just making excuses for why that behavior, which is not excusable, is excusable.
Right. Yeah, no, that's real right there. I've seen stuff like that. Plus, I think they put a name on that. I think they call that gentle parenting.
Yeah. I was just about to say,
Wait, go ahead to balance. What you say, man?
I think different gentle parenting is slightly different because I can understand gentle parenting, like because the way we grew up, you was getting your ass whooped. So like I understand, like because me personally, I know I have disciplined my kids a certain kind of way, but as I got older, especially with my daughter, and she's only 10 now, but I got to a point where I wanted to not make it normal for her to think that, or him or whoever, whatever child, to think that when they do something wrong, that it's okay to be hit. So that's where I got away from that. But you can discipline your child without putting your hands on them. They
mhm,
they can stand in the corner. They can write. They can write. They can clean. It's plenty of stuff you can do to discipline your child without having to put your hands on them. But discipline is not part of it. Like for example, my ex, she would tell her daughter, and I don't hate to keep making it personal, but this whole thing is personal
mhm,
to all of us.
mhm.
But she would tell her daughter that I apologize, I lost my train of thought.
It's all good. It's all good. You want to say something, Chloe? I'm gonna get some comments after you. Go ahead, Chloe.
No, I was just gonna say, to kind of piggyback off of, what the balance was saying, um, this is might be an unpopular opinion, but I think that gentle parenting has the potential to ruin these children coming up right now
Mm,
under this ideology. And I'll say why. Because we're being taught by the same society that has us in the streets twerking, that
mm,
has us, you know, um, pulling our nipples out, that has us, believing that anything we can dream up or think of in our minds is perfectly okay. This is the same society that's now writing the gentle parenting books. These are the same people who gave us this term, who coined this term, and now is giving us this theology. It's the same people. Now they're telling us that the way we grew up was incorrect. And don't get me wrong, I understand that some of the methods for discipline that our parents may have used may have been unorthodox, right? We get that. And so there are obviously, when you knew better, you do better. So if you learn that there's a better way to do something, then by all means, you should do it. But
right.
at the same time, we are trusting people who have led us astray so many times on so many different other things. And now they're telling us this is the way. Hello, welcome to gentle parenting now. This is what we're doing now, guys. We're going to do this now. Look at this generation. Maybe we were getting beat on, and I'm not saying it was right or wrong, But look at this generation. It has turned into allowing them to do things and not disciplining them because they're expressing themselves. It is turned into allowing them to do certain things and not disciplining them or not even want to speak against it because somehow you're wrong, you'll get canceled. People on social media be telling you how much of a bad parent you are for simply wanting to discipline your child and tell them that, hey, I understand this might be what they're telling you is okay, but I'm telling you it's not. It's okay for you to feel like the world's standard for your children is not appropriate in your eyes. It's okay for you not to allow the world to raise your children. It's okay. Like you can be different. Tell your kids it's okay to be different.
Facts.
When we grew
Yeah.
up, our parents were always telling us, you don't have to do the same thing everybody else does. You know, the saying, well, if Johnny jumps off the bridge, are you going to jump off with him? Because
Right.
the thought process was you didn't emulate what other people did just because that's what they were doing. Now, you got to pass the vibe check. So you got to be doing what everybody else is doing, or something's wrong with you. And it's okay for us to tell our kids that that's not true. That everybody does not have to be a carbon copy of one another. That all the women don't have to look the same. They don't have to dress and wear the same clothes. They don't have to wear the same hairstyles. They don't have to put on the same makeup. Literally, everybody got the same face.
Right.
In the same clothes, drive the same cars, living in the same houses. It's insane. And that's why my opinion is I'm not trusting nobody that has led us into this pit here that we living in to tell me how to raise my kids. That's okay. Pick somebody else.
That's real right there. Let me get some of these comments real quick. Kenyatta said there is no integrity in today's culture. No, there's not. See, Donovan says sex sells. It always has. Now society has accepted LG, alphabet sex. Let's see. So now they sell sex. More money. Okay, I get that for sure. Let's see. He also said this behavior was illustrated in the Bible. Yes, it was. Let's see. There isn't enough unity in morals. There is a strong unity in stupidity. Man, but my question to that, Donovan, is why? Yeah, why is everybody so okay with being a follower, being a copycat, and not thinking for themselves? Yeah, I'm struggling to understand that because I said I can think back to high school. And I remember when Cats was on the Jordans, and then you had that other cat was like, nah, I don't want to look like everybody else. I'm about to go get these Reebok Classics. Yeah, I'm about to go get these Feelers. It's like, what happened to that mentality? Like, when did we all get to this point where now we just want a copycat? So if I see her twerking, I'm gonna start twerking. Like, if, as a man, if I see this brother over here shooting, I'm gonna start shooting. Like, when we get to that point?
We not being taught anymore. It's where people see the success at. People see the success in the failure. But the thing is that people not being raised anymore. So it's like parents, even if they actually want to be a certain type of way to their kids, they just don't have the capacity to do so. And I'm gonna say that because you gotta work, and most of them by themselves, and the kids is going out figuring out life from the other kids outside who also outside by themselves. So it's like we're not raising each other, and our parents were absent already. So it's like we our generation is now trying to be friends with the children, especially the women. And I hate to keep saying that, but it's obvious this is by design, that the men are being pushed out. And this has been since slavery days, when uh, the woman is impressionable for one, and vulnerable without the man. So naturally, if there's no man around, and you leaving a woman and children to fend for themselves, you won't get the best you can get out of that. And that's what we living in right now, where you're getting the best of a woman trying to do both roles, but without the capacity to do so. If that's time, if that's money, if that's um, uh, uh, mindset, like there's a lot. It's a lot that go into this. This obvious. It's obviously being conditioned this way.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I feel that. So let me ask this question to your point, the balance. Give me your opinion on this. Why do you think that because I said I'm not letting the fellas off the hook, because I feel like the fellas got a part of this problem too. You said that the fellas are essentially being pushed out of the neighborhoods or out of the community, right? Why are the fellas not fighting to get back in?
I could speak for myself. It's a losing fight. You have we need a whole lot more leverage to be able to do that. So whereas women think that money or finances is the most important thing that a man can come with, they don't realize that the mind is a whole lot more important. So whereas I could be at odds with the children, the mother of my children, for not being able to provide financially for whatever she might need in that very moment, but where we would be able to have a conversation and say, all right, well, I can't do it right here, right now, but let's talk about it. Let's talk about what you need. Let's talk about what I need. Let's talk about what I can actually do for you. And we can figure out how maybe next week or the week after that, we can come up with a plan that'll work for both of us. But when it seemed like our the men in our communities are being disenfranchised because women could say stuff like, well, I don't know why you don't have no money because I have money. And it's like, sure, it's purpose, it's designed that way. So you can, so you don't see the value in a man because you think that the value is the money, but they're giving you free money and you're still struggling. So obviously the money isn't the value. And that's where I feel like the problem come in at, because don't get it confused. There are men who just don't care. I know a lot of them. But then on the other hand, is men who aren't respected because of what society says a man is supposed to be providing. And provision in these days is all financial.
Yeah, it's just money. Yeah, no, I know that's definitely a huge part of the problem, and I appreciate you responding to that question. Let me see. I think we got some more comments. Let's see. Donovan said, let's see. No, we got that one already. Let's see. Kenyatta said, that's how the fight started. Chloe, R.E., and India, Ari. Let's see. Donovan said, this society is the devil's playground, and he has a lot of supporters. Man. That's real right there, Donovan. That's real right there. Let's see. Kenyatta says some of the parents are allowing the behaviors and are celebrating and praising the behaviors. Some of the new generation elders think this ish is cute. I saw it with my own eyes yesterday. Sad, sad, sad. Oh, man. Let's see. Donovan says society has threatened the parents and have deterred them from disciplining the children in the home. See, Donovan also said, overall, it's a method behind it. It's tearing the community down and apart. That it is. Donovan also said lack of appreciation, lack of support, lack of respect, fear of slaughter, fear of just imprisonment. Okay, that's why the brother's not fighting. I got it. Let's see. Mason Tone in the building. Shout out to Mason Tone in the building representing. Appreciate you joining us tonight. She says some parents don't seem to understand that raising a child is a full-time, hands-on human job. Facts. Let's see. Computers, tablets are often convenient babysitters, and there is too much inappropriate content bombarding the kids. Having a child cuts into me time, and some folks don't want to give it up. Man, shout out to Mason Tone. That comment was on point right there. That comment was on point. You want to say something, Chloe?
No, I was just gonna say that's it in a nutshell. Like, I mean, she literally laid it out. That's exactly it. We were talking about on another show that as a society, we have become so selfish. This is why I'm not with the whole self-love thing. I'm not with it. Not the way they present it. Just like I'm not with gentle parenting the way they present it.
Right.
The idea of gentle parenting sounds great, but that's not the way they're presenting it. Right? They're not presenting it in, we're just learning how to parent our children with more care. I'm with that, but that's not really what they're presenting. And when we talk about self-love, they're not presenting, loving yourself the way you are. That's not it. Because whenever you see people talk about self-love, it's what I bought, where I went for my manicure, my pedicure, how I went and got my hair done. I went and got me a new car. That's the version of self-love that we're seeing and self-care that we're seeing. And that's all material and selfish. It's all about you. And if it's going to be about you, then it should be about you learning to love you. You, loving you, right? Loving and then loving you so that you can be a better person to all the people around you because you're healed. Not loving all of the things you can do for yourself and how you can self. And that's why, that's one of our biggest issues. We have become so selfish as a society that we don't even have it for our kids. Our kids have become accessories. Just another thing for us to take out in public. We dress them in the finest things we can dress them in because we feel like it's just another representation of us. That's it.
Real. That's real right there. Let's see. Kenyatta said, in some cases, women have torn down the man's mind and thought process to the point it makes it easy for the man to walk away. Ladies, let me ask this question because I said I know this is a part of this problem too. Ladies, have y'all ever considered that sometimes y'all not the nicest people to be around? Let me just go ahead and say that since we keeping it a buck. Have y'all ever considered that sometimes the way that y'all be acting with some of these dudes is partially why he don't want to come around? Ladies, I really need y'all to consider that. Some of y'all out here, y'all think y'all best thing since sliced bread. And that ain't the case. And I guarantee you, if we was to ask 90% of these men to give you a rating or give you a review like they do on Yelp somewhere, a lot of y'all reviews ain't coming back good. So just consider that. Yep, some of these guys may be a little more apt to hang around and be cool and all that. There was a little more peace in that situation. Yeah, let me just go and keep it a buck. All right, let's see. Eva Wright in the building. Shout out to Eva Wright in the building representing. She says self-love isn't about being selfish. It's about taking care of others and not forgetting to take care of yourself. I don't know, Eva Wright. That ain't what they pushing out here.
That's what I'm saying. I agree with her. I agree that that's what it's supposed to be. I don't disagree. I'm just saying that that's not the way it's being presented. That's not the way. That's not what we're seeing.
Nah, that ain't what they pushing out here, Eva Wright. They I want to say I saw a self-love commercial from Zales Diamonds. That ain't what they pushing out here, even right.
Love yourself. Buy our diamonds.
Right. That ain't what they pushing. But I feel you though. She said, but many are misunderstanding, forgetting. Right. Facts. Let's see. No, I got you. I see the other comment. Yeah, I forgot. It glitch. Yeah, no, I see the other comment. Yeah, no, that's not what they pushing out here. I gotta get your name right. Eva, right? Sorry, I'm about to call you by your government name. But yeah, they pushing something else. They pushing for y'all ladies to go spend some money. Yeah, that's what they pushing. Yeah, I done seen some self-love videos of some ladies over in Jamaica getting rubbed down. You know, I ain't even about to go there. So they pushing all type of stuff for y'all to spend some money. That's what they pushing when they say self-love for the ladies.
Yeah.
Wait, go ahead, the balance. Go ahead.
Or it don't have to actually be about spending money. It could just be about doing what you want to do, only you want to do it. Forget the fact that it's not the best decision to make for everyone else involved. So that's another thing that's being missed. And to talk to a point that Donovan made a little while ago, it seemed like he was saying, we our people aren't maturing anymore. It seems like I remember when I was younger and what an adult was when I was a kid, like a 10-year-old kid, and a 30-year-old man or a woman was like nothing like a 30-year-old man or woman today. Like 30-year-olds today are much more akin to teenagers than adults, and that's probably one of the biggest problems we're dealing with right now with immature adults who can't lead the conversation the right way if they wanted to, because they're only following mainstream media right now.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree with that, man. I agree with that. So we got one more comment. Let's see. Donovan, he said, Kenyatta and I seen a mean one in full form last night at the barbecue. Not a mean one.
You can't make this shit up.
Oh, man.
Y'all heard it.
That man said a mean one. I can only imagine, Donovan. I can only imagine. I was like, there's a lot of attitude out here. And I think that plays into why, you know, some of our relationships and our connections with each other are not working. These attitudes be crazy. These maturity levels are non-existent. Like the respect levels is just in the trash. I mean, it seems like we've just lost sight of so many fundamental things that we used to believe in. It's like what happened to respect? Like what happened to that? Like, I'm gonna go off topic for a hot second. You know, so I've heard stories about dudes in the neighborhoods, you know, running up in the old lady house, you know, robbing or doing all type of stuff. Cats weren't doing that type of mess back in the day. Yeah, there was a level of respect, like things that you just didn't do. Yeah, some of this ratchet stuff that I see today, you know what I'm saying, our young ladies, our young fellas, it was like there was just a code around this stuff. It was certain stuff you didn't do. Yeah, it's like you already knew you was getting dealt with, so you just didn't even do it. But it's like now we out here twerking on stages. You know, I got Megan pulling other ladies out the audience, twerking up on the stage. I got Janelle Monet, she over there egging it on. And then the regular folks get mad at India Ari because she has something to say about it. And then that's the other thing. That definitely clearly is a problem. I said this topic got me a little hot. I'm not gonna front. That's another thing that's a problem. Yeah, folks ain't always got to have something to say just because somebody knows that something ain't right. Yeah, I'm tired of that. Yeah, but at the end of the day, I'm sure anybody watching the show that will watch this show, if you had kids, especially if you had daughters, you wouldn't want them up on no stage twerking half naked. Let's keep it a buck. Yeah, I know some folks may try to justify it and say, oh, well, they making money and all that. Yeah, that money, that's out the door. You wouldn't want your daughter, and I'm talking about mamas and daddies, you wouldn't want your daughter up on no stage twerking in front of nobody, half naked. I know you would. But then those people will be in the comments going off on India Ari because she said it ain't right. Like, how we get to this point? How we get to this point? Yep, in 2023, with all of the technology and free thinking, and we swear we out here doing something. We got businesses left and right. We making all this money. We stock market experts, crypto experts. We got clothing boutiques on every other corner, hair salons on every other corner, soul food restaurants on every other corner. But yeah, we don't understand that somebody twerking half naked on the stage is not right.
That's
Come
the
on,
problem.
man. Go ahead, the bounce.
That's the problem that people, everybody got a voice, like you were just saying. So it's like everybody can lead, everybody can lend their opinion, and the bad opinion is highly outweighed. So when you're going on the internet, and you could easily find somebody that's going to agree with the bad behavior that you purport, and then it's easily to not see it as bad behavior.
So let me question that. So that point you just made, so that's key right there. So why have we now chosen that the person that's supporting the nonsense? Why have we now chosen that that's the okay one? Like that's the one we want to get behind. Go ahead, you got a little delay. Go ahead.
That's the person that got the money. That's the person that got all the material stuff, and that's where our people respect at this point. And I can understand it because we've always been out of it, and that's what moves the world around, ideally. But to compromise your morals and integrity at the expense of that is the problem.
Okay, so I feel what you're saying. So it, for me, just based on what you just said, we back to this money again. So we ready to devalue the men because they don't make the amount of money that, or the ladies say that the men don't make the type of money that they think they should be making or that they looking for. You know, we got our young ladies ready to get out here on the stage at the Essence Fest, twerking half naked, showing, what was Janelle showing, areolas and all type of nonsense for some money, because it's this once again back to a check. So I'm willing to subject myself any kind of way for some money. It's like, so we back to this money again. Like, so this money, you know, we got the parents being non-existent in the kids' lives because they making money. It's just like, so we back to this money again. And this is wild to me, man. This is wild to me. Let me get this comment. Well, actually, let me get this comment. I guess she was saying to the daughter twerking out there, she said, absolutely not. Appreciate you for shutting that down, Eva. Appreciate you for shutting that down. Kenyatta said, well, to your point, the balance, the music that most of these adults listen to and are looking up to are actually teenagers, and then people in their 20s. That's real. That's real right there, Kenyatta. She said most of us are old enough or young enough to be these folks' parents. These new artists can't tell me anything.
Can I speak to that?
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I don't think, I know that we passed it a little while ago, but I think that point that you made, the balance about the people basically are quote unquote elders, and I feel like even Kenyatta might have mentioned it, are now co-signing this behavior. It's because they haven't grown up. They haven't. Like this whole new 40 is the new 20 and all of this ridiculousness. This stuff is whack. Our parents weren't trying to be 20 again.
Nope.
They weren't trying to be teenagers again. They weren't trying to go backwards. But we are so obsessed with age and youth and how we look and how we're perceived in society that this has become a big thing for us. Now we don't want to grow, we don't want to mature because we see it as a bad thing. Like we see it as a bad thing now to grow up, to mature, to get older. Women don't want to tell you their age. It's crazy to me when every single year that you have that you're allowed to live is a blessing. But instead of us looking at it like I get to go forward and I get to look back and pull some people with me, right? Instead of us looking at the value in that and pouring into the generations after us, we trying to be where they're at. We're trying to do what they're doing.
Right.
Where are the elders? There's no elders anymore because everybody wants to be young. Everybody want to be the young folk. Grown women dressing like some of these 20-year-olds walking around here, not knowing how to just dress themselves for the age and the stage of life and the season of life that they're in. It's crazy. The grown women can't tell the young women how to be proper young women because they're too busy competing with them. So they can't tell them how to be proper young women. And this is such a problem in our community. That's why you'll see that. You'll see some of the ones that, are in our age group in their 40s. Some of them even in their 50s. And they don't want to even be considered their age.
Right.
In reality, you middle aged at 30. If you look at our lifespan, and our lifespan now, unfortunately, we're not living as long.
Right.
So
right.
you're technically middle aged at 30. But you got 50-year-old women walking around here and they still trying to listen to the same music, go to the same club, date the same men, and be in the same company with these 20-year-olds. This is what they want to do.
That's real.
So how are we going to tell them what's better and what's right when we're trying to do the same thing they're doing?
That's real. That's real right there. Let me get a couple of these comments. Let's see. Mason Tone says some folks enjoy imitating reality TV as if it's real. Let's see, as if reality TV is real. No, that's definitely facts right there. Let's see. Some people glorify that ignorance and use it as their life's goal. Man, that's the sad part right there. That's horrible behavior. Let's see. That horrible behavior is the ultimate goal they are reaching for. Ignorance breeds ignorance. Facts. It's a good comment. Mason Tone been dropping them all night. Shout out to Mason Tone in the building. Let's see. Kenyatta said, "And dress for your body type." Woo-wee.
Major key.
No, that's definitely a major key. We done seen some things out here. Let's see. When that is said, people say that that's body shaming. No, dress your age. And you ain't lying about that, Kenyatta. It's always something. You notice how we got a word for every time somebody, I'm gonna call it what it is. Every time somebody tell the truth. Let me just call it what it is.
Body shaming.
So, yeah, you tell the truth about something, it's body shaming. You tell the truth about something, it's judging. You tell the truth about something, you a narcissist. You tell the truth about something, you a misogynist. It's like, it's a word for every single thing every time you try to drop some truth. Like, let's just keep it a buck. Because all these folks out here saying these things, they ain't lying. And when the ladies get on here and be like, sis, dress your body type, she ain't lying. That's because she done seen some things. Yeah, when I get on here and tell a young fella to pull your pants up and put a belt on, that ain't me hating. Like we got a negative word for every time somebody try to give some advice, some elder advice, or spread some truth. We got a negative word for it nowadays. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but I noticed that. So it's like all the truth tellers, all the non-sheep, all the people that don't ride with the vibe, they got a word for every time you say something against status quo. like literally. Because I don't know how many times I hear the word judge. Somebody always talking about somebody judging somebody. And it's just like, bro, if you wrong, you wrong. You know, sis, if you wrong, you wrong. Ain't nobody judging nobody. It's like it is what it is. Yeah, when folks used to talk to us and they told you something, yeah, it might didn't sit right, hurt your feelings or whatever, but it was honest. You wasn't talking about they was judging me. Yeah, you had to go ahead and absorb that and keep it moving because it was most likely some truth to what they just told you. But now today, like I said, we like to go attack it. Now you judging me. You doing this, you doing that. No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out when we got so soft. Yeah, we act like we can't handle nothing these days. But like I said, y'all about to get me started. Let me get this next comment. Let's see. Mason Tone said, look at how many adult proms are being thrown these days. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. The adults want to relive childhood. Their season is over. They need to grow up and parent. Chloe is right. There it is. There it is. Let's say Mason Tone been on fire tonight. Let me get this last comment. Let's see. Donovan said haters. Yeah, man. They always want to call somebody a hater, Donovan. Always want to use that word. Go ahead to bounce.
Like what Chloe was just saying about how now people 40, 50, 60 still trying to relive, still trying to live their best life. And it's
right.
That should be a different, that should have a different definition by those ages. And what I'm noticing, it seemed like, I feel like this is my perspective of what I'm seeing in our communities, like actually in our communities, not Black people nationwide, but in actual our communities, because there are people who are doing pretty well for themselves, but in our communities, it seemed like we doing so bad that that the only things that we got to show off is all this material stuff. So before, by the time we were 30 and 40 and we were actually working on our home, we got a house, we got a car outside, one for me, one for the wife. We preparing our kids for college or whatever the American dream might be. It's none of that anymore. It's only people getting up to get dressed to go outside and look good, or getting up to get dressed to go on the internet and look good, or getting up to go out. It's nothing. Everything that we live in now is just a perception of what it looked like to other people. Like,
right.
but there seemingly aren't many homeowners left. Everyone is renting now. And where I'm at in Philly is turning in New York. So it's like houses are now apartments. So it's
right.
like, then 10 years from now, 15 years from now, where 10, 15 years ago, we was maybe inheriting some type of property or some type of wealth or some type of something to help us get to the next level. 10, 15 years from now, that type of help don't seem like it's going to exist for a big portion of our people. And that's why I think it's so important for us to flip it around immediately, because this is, like I've been saying, or I'm like y'all have said too, this is all by design. This isn't a coincidence that this is happening like this. So we have to be more forceful with our voice, because I feel like we going down the stretch at this point, and we have to do whatever is necessary to force the change. And I think these conversations are way more important than the conversations people be having about relationships.
Right. No, I appreciate that, man. No, that was spot on. That was spot on. We're looking on time, about 9:49. I'll take time. I might squeeze some in. So I'm gonna switch this up real quick. We got about another 10 minutes, then we're gonna get on out of here. Yeah, I'm gonna flip this topic up real fast because I come across some of the wildest stuff. Folks send me some of the wildest stuff. So I'm gonna flip this topic up for a hot minute. We're gonna jump for a quick minute before we get ready to get out of here. So I know we're pushing at 10 o'clock. So topic number 2 we're gonna touch real quick is tell me how you really feel. Run that back. Topic number 2, tell me how you really feel. All right. So this might be a little funny. We're going to see how this goes. So I came across this video today. It's a young lady speaking on something, kind of blew my mind. So I need to get y'all input on this. So I'm going to drop this video. We're going to touch this real quick. Then we're going to get on out of here.
Know that worth. Like, I hate y'all. I hate men who know their worth. They be like, I don't got to deal with girl shit. I know my worth. I got my... Shut the fuck up. 4 men was just like, dinner and... But now y'all want to be like, having real deep conversations and shit. Y'all want to be like, asking about what you do. Oh, what I do. Trying to cut bitches off like, no, I don't got time for the drama. Or, you toxic. I hate when they say to me, you toxic. So, what's up? What you doing tomorrow? Who teaching y'all that shit? For real, who teaching y'all that shit?
Who teaching us what?
Y'all worth. I don't like that.
Man, so topic number 2. Tell me how you really feel. All right, man. So this video came my way today, and I'm going to be honest, this video blew my mind. So this young lady just said that she do not like guys who know their worth. She says she is used to guys who was just taking you to dinner and doing whatever they was doing with you after dinner. Yeah, she used to guys who did not bring the deep conversations. She used to guys who really didn't care who she was, because she's talking about the guys today. Now they want to talk to you and find out what you do and, you know, want to get to learn you better. But she literally said that she does not like guys who know their worth. And like I said, when I saw this video, this blew my mind. I never thought I'd hear something like this in my life. I want to get y'all take on this. I'm gonna go to the balance first. Anybody down in the comments, drop a comment. I'm just curious what y'all think, because I never thought I would hear something like this. The balance, man. What you think about that, man? When you hear a young lady say that she don't want or don't like guys who understand their worth, like what does that say to you, man?
That say, first of all, that she feel like she's worthless. Because a woman of substance would relish in that, to be able to put themselves out there like that, to have a man who can actually have a conversation, especially the way they be they want it so much. So when you hear somebody saying, well, I don't like men who know their worth, it's because she's worthless. And when he having a conversation with her, he gonna ask her stuff that her response is not gonna be something that she can be proud of and respond to whatever he say back to her. That's just a quick off the top. She just don't have no worth herself.
Okay, and I appreciate that. Chloe, you want to say anything, or you good?
Sorry about that. Yeah, no, I would agree. I'm glad that men are having these conversations in this space. I do wish that the conversations were more objective, because sometimes I think we do get too deep into talking points, the usual typical talking points, that we're not really having real conversations, real productive conversations. But men should know their worth. Men should always have known their worth. But if we're honest, for a long time, women have gotten coddled. Women have gotten told that they were princesses all their lives, and that they were wonderful, and that a man should just come into their lives and do whatever for them because they're women. And listen, to a certain extent, men when they are in their roles, should come into our lives and improve them. But at the same time, there are always and has always been expectations for us as well. The problem is that it's falling flat.
Hmm.
This is why she can actually get on somebody's camera with a microphone in her hand and say stuff like, and I know she was all tongue in cheek about it, but say stuff like, "Oh, I hate that. Who's teaching y'all how to know y'all worth?" Like, that's absolutely insane. Because why would you want to be with a man who doesn't know his worth? Aren't y'all the same ones talking about y'all don't want to submit to these men because they don't know how to be leaders? Well, a man that doesn't know his worth isn't going to be able to lead you out of a paper bag.
Right.
So you would want him to know his worth, and you need to know yours, but you need to make sure you value yourself properly and not value yourself, which is happening a lot.
Right.
So I mean, I agree. If you want a man that doesn't value himself, okay, sis, then you're gonna get what you get. Don't come back to us, 5 years later after he done messed you over and um, had a kid with you, and now he disappeared on you. Don't come back to us 5 years later and say, "Oh, men are this, men are that." No, the man you chose did that because you were looking for the man that didn't have a proper perspective of his value, so that you could just go in there, control him and run him, and basically you can be in charge. You wanted to be in control. And so that's what you went and found. And this is the situation that we have. And I'm glad. I'm glad to see men, standing 10 toes down and saying we're not going to allow you to just take advantage of us, or take advantage of the fact that we by nature want to protect and provide for you. We're not going to allow you to take advantage of that.
Right. That's real right there. Let me get some of these comments. Let's see. Kenyatta said, women are so quick to say men need to heal, and they're so quick to ask a man who hurt them. When men know who they are, then the woman feels challenged. Facts. Make it make sense. Let's see. Donovan says, searching for someone who's clueless of self-worth. He said, narcissist manipulation 101. Yeah, I'm not going to front, man. That video blew my mind. Yep, I never thought that I would hear a young lady in 2023 say that they do not like men or don't want a man who knows his self-worth. Almost like, she's built her whole time around getting over on men. So now she's upset because the men know better type of vibe. And it's like, this is crazy. Yep, I say something all the time, and I'm going to say it again tonight. Ladies, how do y'all want this to go? Yeah, you can't sit here and say that you want a man with a plan, you want a man with a vision and a purpose, and you want him to come and protect and provide so you can be in your feminine energy and be, and do all of this. But then come back and say you don't want the dude to know his self-worth. Like, how does that work? And sometimes I wonder, ladies, do y'all even know what y'all want at this point? One day is 6, 6, and 6. The next day is you want a high value man. The day after that, you want a rich man. The day after that, you want a dude who don't know his self-worth. It's like, do y'all know what y'all want? Better yet, do y'all know what the dude that y'all, the right dude, do y'all know what do y'all even know what he wants? Yeah, this stuff crazy out here. Yeah, like I said, we gotta quit playing. Yeah, we just had a whole conversation about the downfalling of our youth, the folks that's younger than us. Yeah, we got folks out here, like I said, Janelle Monáe pulling out areolas. We got Meg the Stallion. I don't know why it seemed like I haven't seen her do no other dance than a twerk. I'm like, it's a whole bunch of dances out here. I always see the same dance. I ain't seen nothing other than a twerk. Yeah, we got young ladies on here talking about they don't want men that know they self-worth. Like, this is a problem. Yeah, I'm calling all the fellas right now. Fellas, man, we got to fix this. Yeah, the community is all whacked out. It's all whacked out. Yeah, we got to fight our way back up in this thing and fix this. Yeah, I'm calling on the ladies as well. All these ladies out here, these mamas. Because we already know that a lot of our kids come out of single parent, single mother household. I'm calling on these mamas. Mamas, I need y'all to get a hold of these young kids. If these ones that's in the house right now that you're running, I need you to get a hold of these kids. Yeah, this disrespect, this sexualization, this lack of standards, this lack of morals. Like, this mess is destroying us before these young folks even get a chance. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Some of us out here got young kids. Yeah, we trying to lay a foundation for the kids that's coming behind us, our young kids that's coming behind us. We trying to lay a foundation so that they can have a better life than we've had. Now, I'm not talking about all this material stuff and, oh, I got to buy my kid all this nonsense because I didn't have it when I grew up. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that coddling and that entitlement and that spoiling. I'm not talking about that. Yeah, I'm talking about trying to educate our kids on finances, trying to educate our kids on technology and laying a better platform. Better yet, trying to educate our young kids on relationships. Yeah, but laying a better platform or a better foundation for them so when they come up, they wouldn't have to experience some of the challenges that we did. But if we just gonna be out here nilly-willy, just letting anything go, just being quiet, not being vocal, not speaking against things, letting stuff ride, then how we think this thing is gonna look when they get of age? Yeah, that's not gonna cut it. If that's not gonna change anything, we always want to talk about these generational curses. You know why this mess keeps going? Because we letting this stuff ride. Yeah, that's why we talking about generational curses. Yeah, because we letting stuff ride or we doing stuff that we know we shouldn't be doing. And it just keeps affecting the generation behind us. And it just goes on and on and on. So at some point, somebody got to be the change agent. Yeah, I'm going to tell y'all now, I'm calling it out. Yeah, I don't care if you want to come talking about Quay, you judging and you this and you that. I don't care. I'll be your judger, your narcissist. I'll be your misogynist. I'll be all that. But I'm not about to let this stuff ride. And the main reason I'm not going to let this stuff ride is because my parents weren't letting it ride. Yeah, my grandparents wasn't letting it ride either. And my great-grandparents didn't let it ride either. Yeah, we're not about to let this nonsense hit our generation. Then we want to get over here and start letting this nonsense ride. The mess ain't right. Let's just call it what it is. Yeah, I'm tired of seeing my young ladies out on these stupid stages, half naked, just disrespecting themselves. And I don't care about no stupid money. Forget your money. Because money is not sustainable. You will lose that at some point. But your character, your dignity, your integrity, that's the stuff that's sustainable. Yeah, I'm tired of seeing my young ladies out here selling themselves short for this old fake money. Yeah, it's crazy, and I got a problem with it. So I'm calling all the fellas who can hear my voice and who will watch this video. We got work to do. We got to fix this mess. Yep, and mamas, I need y'all to step it up too. Yep, stop letting this stuff ride. Yeah, you know this mess ain't right. You know your mama was sitting you down. You know your grandma was sitting you down telling you right from wrong. You got to stop letting this stuff ride, man. It ain't making sense. Read some of these comments, man, and we'll get ready to get up out of here. Kenyatta said, let's see, we're not in that age range. The women on today's show comments seem to be solid. We are not in the same category as the women on the videos. No, and I understand that, Kenyatta. I understand that. But like I said, what I will say and what I've said before is the people that are in our age range, we cannot take a position of being quiet. Yeah, but that's part of the issue. Yeah, we'll feel like, okay, I got my house, I got my car, I got my money, I got my man, got my woman, I'm good. So we'll just go quiet. And then we'll see this nonsense going on that's getting fed to our kids. Because I'm going to call it what it is. You can keep your kids on lock all you want. And this stuff is still going to get to them. Either through a school, through a buddy, it's still going to get back to them somehow. So you still got to call this stuff out at the root. You still got to call it out at the source. Yeah, but we'll play that position. Oh, I'm good. I got my stuff rolling, so I'm just going to go ahead and just go and be over here and do what I do while all of this old nonsense is going on, working its way back to our kids. Yeah, but then our kids come back saying some old sideways stuff, and you're like, where you get that from? Or you be at some little birthday party with some little 9-year-old, and she pop out twerking. You like, where you get that from? Yeah, so we got to call this mess out. We can't take that passive position like some of the grown folks do. Yeah, we can't do that. Let's see. Kenyatta also said it's our job to help the lost individuals. There you go, who want our help. And that is key. Yeah, folks do have to want the help. But I'm going to be honest with you, Kenyatta, I'm going to force some of this help too. Because at the end of the day, everybody don't always know that they want it. Or better yet, they don't always know that they need it. Yeah, so sometimes we're going to force some of that help too. But all right, man, I know we've been going for a little bit. We hit 2 of them real fast. I'm going to go to the panel for some closing comments before we get on up out of here. I'm going to go down the balance first, and I'm going to go to Chloe, and we're going to get on up out of here. It's about 10 o'clock up here, Eastern Standard. The balance, you got anything you want to say before we get out of here, bro?
No, I don't really got too much to say. I just think that we just need to start having more conversations about identifying the problems and being more solution-based and get off these this kick of arguing with each other and beefing with each other about frivolous shit. For real.
That's real.
Out here and the solutions for them, and that's what we need to be talking about.
No, I agree with that. No, I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Chloe, you want to say anything before we get out of here?
Yeah, I think to piggyback off of that, I think these conversations are obviously important. We do talk a lot about male-female relationships, and on this show we talk about that too, but from a different perspective. These conversations need to be had. Sure, the differences between men and women, where we went wrong in our relationships, we need to talk about that, but we need to talk about it from a place where we're not just wanting to point fingers at each other. We need to talk about it from a place where we get to the root of the problem and we really identify what went left and how do we get back. You know, that's the way we need to frame these conversations, because anything else, or it's just adding to the problem. We're either a part of the problem or we're a part of the solution, and we need to be a part of the solution. We really need to be figuring out, how do we fix this? And I think it does start with having the conversations. And then I think, as important as these conversations are, we have a really good, supportive, engaging group here. Share it with those around you. Share the show so that they can join in on these conversations, and we can build a community of people who want to have real, serious, genuine conversation. It's just not trying to just be simply entertained, and that it's not just trying to watch a bunch of drama. That's not really what this is about. So share the show out and continue to come back and support those. And we do have a really good support group and a really good audience that's very engaging, and we appreciate all you guys' comments, because this, like I've said it before, y'all know, if y'all watch the show, I've said it before. For some people, this is our couch. For some people, this is our counseling. For some people, this is our place to come and heal, to vent, and to be able to express ourselves. This is the space for that. And we want it to be that space. So, I would just say, definitely share it out and let's keep the conversation going. Let's have real conversations.
No, that's real right there. That's real. Appreciate that. Man, I'm just going to say this, and we'll see we can get up out of here. Man, we got to stop acting like we ain't seeing this stuff. Yeah, I know some folks like to bury their head. What they say, bury their head up under the sand and all that. But we got to stop doing it, man. This mess is literally falling apart right in front of our eyes. Yeah, we seeing the outcomes in our young folks changing. We seeing the outcomes, man, in our older folks' relationships, like we seeing it. And we got to stop acting like this mess is not happening. Yeah, but at the end of the day, man, we got to strap up and get to work. Because this mess is bad. Yeah, we got this nonsense going on with these, Megan Thee Stallions and these Janelle Monáes and India, India Aries decides to speak against it because she looks at it as disrespectful. She looks at it as a lack of class. And then we want to jump on her like she wrong. Yeah, we gotta cut it out. Yeah, I know every one of us watching this show, everybody who's going to watch this show, I know we all got a ounce in us. Yep, of some of that mindset that came from the grandparents, came from the parents. Yeah, I know we done, got out here. We think we grown and all that, but we all got that ounce up in us that we didn't forget. When we knew some stuff wasn't right, we knew, we knew it was certain ways we shouldn't be moving out here. Yeah, we need to rekindle that. We got to stop acting like we don't feel that. Yeah, we see some of this nonsense going on. We got to call it. Yeah, we got to call it out. Because at the end of the day, I know people like to say, well, that's not my problem. Eventually, it will be your problem. Yeah, people learn that lesson the hard way. We always talking about something not our problem. Yeah, then that mess come to your doorstep. And then that mess come affecting your kid when you thought it wasn't going to be your problem, when you was being quiet and not being vocal about it. So, man, we got to get real, man. Like I said, this mess is happening. And like I said, you can try to hide all you want, but it's happening. But I'm not about to let my community go down this drain. I ain't doing it. And I'm calling on all the fellas out here who can hear my voice. We got some work to do. Yeah, we can't let this mess happen like this. Real talk. But, man, this is Kandid Konvos, man. Shout out to everybody who joined us tonight. Shout out to my panel, Chloe and the Balance in the building representing for the panel tonight. Shout out to Kenyatta. Shout out to my guy Donovan. Shout out to Mason Tone in the building. Shout out to Eva Wright in the building representing down in the comments. I think that was everybody for tonight. Yeah, I think that was everybody for tonight. Like I said, this is Kandid Konvos. We do this show every Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Every Wednesday night, we go live on YouTube. We go live on Facebook. So definitely like, share, and subscribe. Let's say hit that like button. Likes are free. Hit that like button for us. Hit that share button as well. And like I said, next time you join us, bring a friend. Like I said, we want to get as many of these conversations to as many of our people as possible. Yeah, we do this show because we want to affect some change. We want to change our trajectory. We want to talk these things through and get to some solutions and hopefully change some mindsets, within our community. That is why we're here. So, man, with that being said, everybody have an awesome night, and we will catch you guys next Wednesday.
Good night, y'all.